And we all know that finding a job can be a full-time job in itself. And these days, instead of hitting the pavement and dropping off your resume in person, things are done a little differently.
Yeah, we live in a digital age. Finding a job can be easier and harder because of that. Sometimes those hot jobs you find online are really just attempts to steal your money.
Yeah, an Albuquerque man shares how a high-paying dream job quickly turned into a reality check in this next 4 Investigates alert.
Congratulations!
Stephen Clark has a lengthy resume. He's a veteran, a former radio broadcaster, and one-time gubernatorial candidate for Guam.
Thank you for taking time to, to listen to my story.
Not a serious candidate. It was part of a stint for his radio job. Well, flash forward to years later, the hallelujah chorus of retirement.
I was retired for 10 years. It just wasn't working out.
So last summer, realizing he needed to get back to work, Stephen started looking for a job. And like many of us do, he turned to the internet.
Sites like Jobs Galore and Indeed and LinkedIn.
Not too much time passed before a recruiter sent him an email saying that he fit the bill for a job that paid $40 to $50 an hour. All he had to do was wait for further instruction and also to trust them.
This envelope from FedEx arrives, right? With my name and address and return address, and everything looks very legitimate.
Inside the envelope was a letter from a recruiter claiming to be with a company called Manpower Groups with this strange email: funds department 0jobforyou@.com. Also, a check made out to Stephen for $2,200. Now take a look at the signature on this check by President Woodrow Wilson, the nation's 28th president. Well, that's something Stephen didn't catch at first. And then another red flag.
You have to go to Google Hangout and we'll give you all the information.
Maybe it's a new way of doing things.
Who knows? This is a digital world. I mean, I'm one of those old guys. I come from the analog world.
In Google Hangouts, an instant messaging app, he was instructed to submit a writing test and to cash the $2,200 to buy a computer for his job. Well, he couldn't cash it because Stephen's bank was in another state. That's okay, the scammer said. They told him to buy $200 worth of iTunes gift cards instead.
I need you to take a picture of the back, scratch the thing off to reveal the code, send us the picture. That's it. That's it. And what's this for? Well, this is to cover for some software that we're going to put on the computer we're going to send you.
A request for gift cards is a huge warning. Troya Curry is a consumer protection attorney with the New Mexico Attorney General's office. She says scams involving gift cards are on the rise in our state.
Anytime that a vendor or somebody claims to be only able to accept payment in one certain way, that's always a red flag. And when that payment is through a gift card, that is always a scam. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Despite the red flags, Corey says people are falling for these types of scams all the time.
I think it's really important as a family, maybe as a younger person talking with an older person, make sure that we talk about this issue.
Stephen stopped talking to the fake recruiter from Manpower Groups after he called up the real company, Manpower Group, and they agreed Stephen had been scammed. He's out $200.
Did you ever think that you'd fall victim to something like this?
Never. 5, 4, 3.
In the end, Stephen did find a job, working his way back into the business on the other side of the camera as an operator for KOB4. And he's sharing his story with all of us to be aware.
And you are clear.
All right, and Stephen's story really just goes to show that anyone can become a victim, so always double, triple check everything, ask a lot of questions. If something seems off, you get that gut feeling, you're probably right. Now, if you've been a victim of a scam and would like to warn others, send me a message on my Facebook page, on my Twitter. My handle is @ColtonShone, or send me an email, cshone@kob.com.